Hey, it's Mike Barbati, your transformation expert here in Malvern, and I come from you live from Empower Physical Therapy in Exton, PA. I'm with Gina and Andrea, and what we're going to talk about today is what the core is, how to engage your core, and how to protect your lower back during kettlebell swings. So Gina, I'm going to hand it off to you. Tell us about the core.
So a lot of people think that their core is their six-pack muscles. You know, they're nice. Everybody assumes those six-pack muscles and do sit-ups and crunches, but it's way more than that. And it's not just your obliques. Your six-pack and your obliques is what everyone thinks that they need to do for their core. When actually there's an inner layer of your core muscles, and it's made up of 4 different muscle groups. And I actually have a nice diaphragm picture right here that shows what the core is on your inner core that protects your spine and all your organs. So right here is your diaphragm, which is a dome structure that sits under your rib cage when you breathe in and breathe out with your exercise. Your transverse abdominals is the deepest layer of your abdominal muscles that goes directly to your spine. And your pelvic floor muscle is the bottom here. It goes from your pubic symphysis to your tailbone. And then the back here is your multifida muscles, which is the muscles that is directly on your spine. So those 4 muscles, you want to imagine them like a cylinder. It's not just like a washboard that everybody thinks is the external muscles you see. It's a deeper cylinder level of muscles. These muscles need to be coordinated and working together. If they're not, we can overuse the superficial muscles, and that's how it can lead into back pain. So if you overuse your external muscles, including your rectus abdominals, your transverse, your oblique abdominals, and the other muscles in the back, that's how we can lead to injury. So to prevent injury, your strength and stability comes from these muscles here, which a lot of people don't think about or engage when we exercise.
And it's those deep muscles that provide that slimming look that everybody wants to get when they're doing sit-ups and crunches, and they think, okay, that's what I'm getting, how to get a six-pack abs. But what you really need are the deep muscles to give you the stability in order to get the strength to do the lifting that you want. And that's what Gina's going to show you how to do today.
Yeah, so show us how we can actually engage those muscles, and in the long run, obviously protect our lower back.
Great. Andrea, if you lie on the floor here. So, you mind if I lift up your shirt? We're good. Okay. So, Andrea, what I want you to do, if you would show me how to contract your abdominal muscles, how would you do it? What do you think would be to contract? Yeah. So what Andrea did was incorrect. She just sucked in. When people think, oh, I'm tightening everything down here, and she used her diaphragm to lift everything up to pull in. You don't just want to walk around sucking everything in or doing your exercises sucking in. Try to do it again. So, this was also incorrect. She pushed out. You don't want to bulge out these abdominal muscles. What you want to think, Andrea, is try to bring your belly button to your spine so that you're pulling in this contraction right here. Good, and relax. So I don't know if you can see it with the camera, but keep this as relaxed and then draw in those muscles. Good. So it's very subtle, even though everyone thinks to do a muscle contraction is this huge thing. Again, I'm talking about the deep core muscles. So as you do that, Andrea, what I want you to do is exhale. So inhale, exhale, squeeze. Good. So notice as Andrea is breathing out, like blowing out birthday candles or whatever, breathe, exhale out as you pull in your transverse abdominal muscles. Again, this is an engagement of your transverse abdominals. So when she does that, what's actually happening is she's getting a pelvic floor lift. So she's creating this internal girdle under her layers to protect her spine, to prevent injury, especially when she exercises.
And I'm not flattening my back.
It's not a pelvic tilt.
Touch the floor. And what I feel is a really gentle contraction between my hip bones and a lift up of my pelvic floor. Not a squeeze, but it naturally comes up. And I'm relaxed up here, so I'm not forcing my spine down. I'm just trying to draw in and protect.
Looks good.
Makes sense.
Do you want to do bell?
Yeah. So in a standing position, what a lot of people do to brace their core, you want to think about your rib cage. Your rib cage should be blocked on top of your pelvis. So what we like to call it is your rib cage in the form of a bell up or bell down. So if you're standing with your bell, and when I say bell, I mean your rib cage, your bell up. See how Andrea, she has increased arch in her back. She's not engaging her core at all. And her bell, her rib cage, is flared outward. So this actually happens with a lot of pregnant women. Hi, I'm 5 months pregnant. They stand like this and they stick everything out, when actually if you think about bringing your bell down so that your rib cage is positioned on top of your pelvis, you can automatically feel that engagement of your core muscles, which you should and can do when you're pregnant, especially during exercise. So, Andrea, what I want you to think about doing is get your bell is up. I want you to think about bringing the bell down. So imagine you're stocking blocks. She's putting that rib cage over her pelvis so that she can automatically, I can already feel those transverse abdominals going. So what Mike is going to show, if you wouldn't mind, with the kettlebell swing, how to maintain this position while he's exhaling and keeping his abdominals braced.
So as you fold into the hip hinge, you want to maintain that neutral spine. So like she was saying, a lot of times we kind of arch back because either we overstress standing up tall, or when we swing, we think we have to lean back or even deadlifts, but we really just want to stand with good posture. So we tighten our stomach and we stand up tall. So as you can tell the difference, relaxing my stomach, I kind of arch back a little bit.
And that's more than
my stomach, it's contracted, everything straight. So you want to maintain this posture as you push your hips back and maintain that flat neutral spine. So in reality, you're not like overextending and arching, which would be leading to hurting your lower back, but engaging and maintaining a straight spine here. Make sense?
Definitely, yeah. So, like we said too, with the breathing, as you come up from the kettlebell position, if you keep that bell down and your transverse abdominals in, you want to think about exhaling as you come up. And a lot of people make the mistake when they come up to do their anterior thrust forward, they overextend back, like Mike said. You want to keep that bell blocked over your pelvis so that your core, your inner core, can help prevent back injury.
So we understand the core, we understand what it does, how to engage it. What happens if somebody does hurt their back? What can they do stretching wise or something of that nature to kind of relieve that?
So different things.
What would be the go-to, like easiest thing?
The easiest thing.
If somebody hurt their back, they're like, oh crap,
I hurt my back.
What can I do right now?
So immediately what you want to do is put ice on your back. A lot of people think as soon as you hurt your back to stop moving.
Yeah.
I don't suggest to just stop moving. What you should do is more gentle activities for your lower legs to help you move some of the...
so maybe like stand in place.
Let me see, lay on your back. Mm-hmm. I'll show you two really good things just to help gently, just to get the low back moving. If say you did something incorrectly, you weren't engaging your core and you stressed or strained something, but how to fix back pain is a loaded issue because there could be numerous things going on. But for acute injury like this, again, don't just lie on the couch and stay sedentary. I want you to do gentle movements. So you can think about just tilting your pelvis forward and back just to get some motion in your low back, and also put your feet together. And what Andrea could do is just drop her legs side to side. And as she brings her legs to the side, think about drawing in those abdominals to bring your legs back. Instead of just windshield wiping, she's engaging her core to bring her legs back. You could do back or have acute back pain. Another exercise, you could bring your knee into your chest. And then from this position, to stretch out your hamstring. Since your hamstring is connected to your pelvic bone, you want to just bend and straighten your knee through gentle range.
It can be up or down. But if you're having acute back pain, you probably want the knee up just to release some of the tension through there.
A foam roller, if you do have foam roll, it's good to use the foam roll for your erector spinae muscle, or those big columns of muscles that are surrounding your spine, and they're a part of our outer core. So a lot of times, if people aren't using their inner core to stabilize, they use their outer core, core muscles, including your rectus spinae, and they're strained or sprained. And what you could do, and they run all the way from your neck all the way down to your pelvic bone. And what you can do is lay on the foam roll and even go down to your low back to work on releasing at the erector spinae. Andrea can roll more to the right or even to the left, just to feel those ropey. They shouldn't feel so ropey in tension. They should be more in a relaxed position. We shouldn't use those to help us with our strengthening. We should use those deeper core muscles like we talked about before.
Cool. Well, thank you, Gina, for helping us with the core. I hope you guys enjoyed this information from Empower Physical Therapy. Anything you want to close off with?
Don't just do sit-ups or crunches. Use your deep core, breathe, and use your transverse abdominals. So I hope you guys learned what the deep core and how to prevent back pain when you exercise. All right?
Very good. Andrew, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Part 1 of the series, coming back to you with, what's your next video you want to make?
Ooh. The diastasis recta.
Yes. One of my favorites.
Me too. Thank you.